organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, White Smoke. See who was elected as the new Pope.
And shooting updates, we'll give you more details about the fatal standoff that happened Sunday night.
And in sports, I sit down for an exclusive one-on-one interview with Devin Marble.
All that and much more coming your way next.
Daily Iowan TV starts now.
I'm Tom Brokaw. For more than 100 years now, the University of Iowa community has been waking up to the Daily Iowan. Today, it's the largest newsroom in eastern Iowa. And now you can see the news every night on Daily Iowan TV and get it anytime worldwide at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for joining us for your Wednesday edition of Daily Iowan TV. I'm Brad Maxwell.
And I'm Iowan Simic. White smoke coming out of Vatican City can only mean one thing. A new pope has been elected. The Cardinals elected Argentinian Jorge Bergoglio as the 266th pope. Bergoglio, who chose the papal name Francis, is the first ever pope from the Americas and the first outside of Europe in more than a millennium. The 76-year-old Archbishop of Buenos Aires has spent his entire career in Argentina overseeing churches and shoe leather priests. Guillermo Trevino of Iowa City's St. Patrick Catholic Church told Daily Iowan TV he is overjoyed with the selection. He said, quote, "It's very exciting being a Mexican-American. A Latino from the New World got selected. When I got a phone call saying there was white smoke, I was overjoyed," end quote. Bergoglio was chosen in one of the fastest conclaves in years. The new pope had reportedly finished second in the 2005 conclave to Pope Benedict XVI, who last month became the first pope to resign in 600 years.
And we have new updates on the fatal shooting that took place Sunday night in North Liberty. According to the Iowa City Police activity log, police responded to the North Liberty Holiday Mobile Home Court after a neighbor reported a domestic disturbance. When police arrived on scene, they witnessed an unidentified male jumping on the hood of a female's car. The log says the female drove away in a red Chevy Cavalier. After she drove away, the male proceeded to go back inside and got into a red Chevy V71. The neighbor told responders that they didn't know the two partners' names, but they could confirm the male had been yelling at the female about where their daughter was at the time.
The State Board of Regents approved the members of its Transparency Task Force at its meeting Wednesday. As you can see, the Transparency Task Force is made up of 9 members. Two purposes of this group are to recommend the best practices to responding to public information requests and to recommend the best access to information that is in the interest of Iowans. The group's first meeting is scheduled for Friday, April 5th in Des Moines.
And now let's throw it over to Megan Tickner for a look at today's weather. Megan?
Thanks, guys. As you can see, it's starting to look and feel like spring outside. The high temperature this afternoon was around 33 degrees, very sunny, and no clouds in the sky. Students were able to walk to their classes without having to worry about any snowy conditions. I even saw a few students running outside, so it's feeling a lot better than it has been in the past. Tonight's expected temperature is to be around 23 degrees and partly cloudy. Well, it's time for me to head back inside. Back to you guys.
Gas hikes cause concern not only for frequent drivers, but for the University of Iowa's CAN bus service as well. Despite rising prices nearing $4 per gallon, a Lindbergh survey released last Sunday reported the first drop in gas prices this year. This year's CAN bus budgeted about 228,000 gallons of diesel fuel with an estimated price of $3.77 per gallon before tax, which the CAN bus service doesn't have to pay. About 40% of the CAN bus operations revenue is funded by student fees. But according to CAN bus manager Brian McClatchy, if prices continue to rise, the numbers will add up.
Just for perspective, about every 10 cents we see in increase in fuel costs is about $30,000.
The cost to run a single bus for the entire year costs about $850,000, which accounts for 22% of the operating costs. 10 years ago, fuel costs were an estimated 8% of the operating costs. McClatchy said if gas prices hit $4, they would need to look into supplementing its revenues. Read about more of this And read about more of this story in Thursday's edition of the Daily Iowan.
And still to come on Daily Iowan TV, see how Iowa City ranks when it comes to police presence in a region college town.
And the DITV Sports Studio previews Iowa's first round at the Big Ten tournament.
Multiple flood warnings are still issued for the area, but some are being lifted after meteorologists have seen water levels go down. The remaining alerts for Johnson County are now only in effect until Friday evening.
So let's throw it back to Megan Tickner for our 6-day weather forecast. Megan, will we see any more precipitation that will cause water levels to rise once again in our area?
Yeah, Brad. Unfortunately, there are a few chances of precipitation in this week's forecast. Tomorrow morning, the temperature is expected to be around 32 degrees with a 20% chance of snow. However, in the afternoon, the high should get around 48, so don't expect the snow to stay around for long. Moving into tomorrow night, the temp should drop back down to 32. Looking ahead to the rest of the week, both Thursday and Friday, the temp is going to be in the high 40s with a small chance of precipitation. The weekend shows some partly cloudy skies and high in the 30s. Don't be thinking of putting away your winter gear just yet because Monday there's a possible 60% chance of snow. Hopefully Tuesday's high of 36 degrees will help melt it away. Well, that's all I have for your weather forecast. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Megan. Recent statistics show the University of Iowa has the biggest police presence on campus out of the 3 region universities. Assistant Vice President and Director of Public Safety Chuck Green told the Daily Iowan the UI has so many security personnel for multiple reasons. A few of those include having a large football stadium, a large hospital, and a number of establishments serving alcohol downtown. Read more about the findings in Thursday's edition of the Daily Iowan.
Lawmakers in several U.S. states have pressed for state laws limiting the use of pilotless drones for traffic enforcement. In Illinois, a bill restricting such aerial drones cleared the Senate Criminal Law Committee despite opposition from the Illinois Association of Chiefs of Police. One group in Iowa City is taking the initiative to get laws such as these passed here.
We're working to block the use of drones for traffic enforcement just because that really ties in with the red light cameras, which has been an issue that people are a little bit more familiar with. But there's a lot of potential for abuse with drones.
The group, Stop Big Brother, is trying to get more than 2,500 signatures by April 1st to block the use of red light cameras, speed cameras, license plate scanners, and unmanned aerial vehicles in Iowa. The laws being passed in other states like Illinois do have exceptions. These include the use of drones with a search warrant, countering suspected acts of terrorism, searching for a missing person, and crime scene photography.
They'll say that they're going after criminals or they're going after drug dealers, but how many people's activities will be surveilled that are sort of caught in the crossfire?
Currently, Senate File 276 and House File 410 are bills prohibiting the flight of weaponized drones. Those bills would also place a moratorium on the use of drones until July 1st, 2015. No legislative committees have seen either bill.
The fire that broke out on Iowa City's east side Monday night will cost an estimated $150,000 in damages. The Iowa City Fire Department responded to the call at about 11:40 p.m. to 1811 H Street. Firefighters gained control of the fire about 2.5 hours later. No injuries were reported, and the fire is still under investigation. And now, let's take a look at what's happening outside of Iowa City. First Lady Michelle Obama challenged CEOs to hire more veterans. The First Lady said, quote, "While declines in overall unemployment are encouraging, joblessness among the 9/11 generation of veterans is nearly 2 points higher than the national average, which is at 9.4%, end quote. These numbers mean about 200,000 veterans don't have jobs. Unemployment nationwide fell to 7.7%, the lowest level in more than 4 years.
And Florida's Lieutenant Governor resigned Wednesday, and almost 60 people were charged after a scandal involving a veterans charity. Officials are calling the charity a $300 million front for gambling. Former Lieutenant Governor Jennifer Carroll was not charged, but resigned after being questioned. The organization runs more than 40 internet parlors offering computer games of chance.
A former Iditarod champion won the famous dog sled race again Tuesday night, becoming the oldest winner of Alaska's grueling test of endurance. 53-year-old Mitch Seavey and his 10 dogs crossed the finish line at 10:39 p.m. Alaska time after more than 9 days of racing. Seavey said in a live stream interview posted on the Iditarod website, quote, "This is for all the gentlemen of a certain age." So bad it might not be a race across Alaska, but the Iowa men's hoops team starts their Big Ten tournament journey tomorrow night.
Right, it's going to be a big challenge as they try to claw their way into the tournament. So we'll throw it over to Eric Dawn now for all your Hawkeye sports updates. Eric?
Hello and welcome. Big things are happening for Hawkeye Hoops as the men prepare to head to the Windy City for the Big Ten tournament. The DITV Sports Studio has everything you will need to get ready as the madness is about to begin. After finishing up the regular season with a home win against Nebraska last Saturday, Fran McCaffrey's bunch has some much-needed momentum. Iowa finished the season winning 6 of their last 8, pushing their overall record to 20-11. The Hawks know they have work to do in Chicago if they will be wearing their dancing shoes come Sunday. Daily Iowan TV sports reporter Allie Raisley previews Thursday's opener.
I am here at Carver Hawkeye Arena where the Iowa men's basketball team finished up regular season play here on Saturday. They defeated the Nebraska Cornhuskers 74-60, which puts them at a 9-9 in the Big Ten Conference. The Hawkeyes head to Chicago this weekend to play in the Big Ten tournament. They'll be playing Northwestern. The last 2 encounters with Northwestern, Hawkeyes came out on top. For Daily Iowan TV Sports, I'm Allie Raisley.
Fresh off of being named third-team All-Conference, Devin Marble will have a pivotal role if Iowa is to make a run in the tournament. I sat down with Devin as he gets ready to take the stage in Chicago this weekend.
Looking ahead, Big Ten tournament next weekend. Are there any aspirations or a goal how far into the Big Ten tournament you'd like to get?
We would like to go as far as possible. We think we can beat any team in the Big Ten. We're not worried about the different matchups and then how the seeding is going to go because, like I said, I feel like we can beat anybody.
You've probably noticed from your freshman year this year, the fan excitement and attendance has really risen. What's been the fan experience like for you?
Well, it's been fun. They've been so supportive ever since I've gotten here. I think that was more just based off of my name and how my dad being here and stuff. But once they got to know me as a person, I think they enjoyed me even more, and I've enjoyed them. Seeing them out when I go out and stuff, just speaking to them and taking photos and speaking to people. So it's been a really fun experience, and that's one of the main reasons I came here in the first place is because I love the environment and how the fans really interacted with us and stuff like that. So I felt at home and I felt loved when I came. So
coming into this season, a lot of buzz about possibly making the NCAA tournament. Haven't been back since 2006. Is this season NCAA tournament or bust for you guys?
I don't want to say that. Because we've done a lot of positive things this year, and just say if we don't make the tournament that it was a failure. Of course, it would be really disappointing because that was our team goal and stuff like that, but I wouldn't say it was a complete failure. We've had a lot of success. The freshmen have played well, and hopefully we could play in some, if we didn't play in this tournament, we could play in some type of postseason tournament.
How excited are the guys, not only yourself, but just the team in general, to go to the United Center, big arena, big floor, the big stage? What's the atmosphere like in the locker room right now?
I think we're excited about it just because I don't think any of us have played at the United Center. We've all been to Indianapolis, so the opportunity to play in a new venue, to play where the Chicago Bulls play, and to play in that kind of atmosphere, I think is real cool, and we're looking forward to it.
Now, when it's all said and done, what would be the one thing you would want to accomplish in your career here?
I definitely want to go to the NCAA tournament. Something that nothing matches that. I heard it's a very great experience. All the coaches have been, and they want it for us real bad. And now I think as players we gotta want it for ourselves. So that's the focus and the task right now. It's trying to get over that hump.
You can watch Iowa try to move one step closer to the big dance as they battle Northwestern tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on ESPN2. One quick note for you, the Iowa baseball team's home opener with Nebraska-Omaha has been moved due to the weather. Iowa will play the 3-game series in Wichita, Kansas at the home of Wichita State University. That's all I have for you tonight in sports. Brad, Giovanna, back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Eric. And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a first look into Thursday's pages of the Daily Iowan. Read about all of Wednesday's Regent meetings and Ames.
And find out about what the future of the Hawkeye Court is.
That's your latest edition of Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to check us out the same time tomorrow or anytime online at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for watching and have a great night.